Yeah, it's difficult because I think BH3 have been really tested in EUIC and this
Uh-huh.
league so far. If they weren't undefeated, they definitely would not still be in that spot. But here we go. We're already in the first game here, Lobo. It is going to be BH3 going up against Jaime Le Poulet, looking to see if they can get an upset here.
I mean, it's going to see how we go. We got Mewtwo going up against Mew in the bottom path. We've got Megu is just going to go in early right now. Just so oppressive on that Mama Swine. But Jaime Pelé is going to pull out the Greninja. And BH3 are actually going to give us a Dragonite in that central area. That makes a lot of sense considering this first map is going to be Rayquaza, my guy.
Yeah, I like that play. Recognize that, yeah, you might want to go for the full secure. Rezu with the Electro Ball will find the KO over onto the little Eevee at the moment. BH3 picking up where they left off, just playing extremely aggressive. But that is why Traffy is here as well. They're so comfortable on this Greninja. Just misses Megu for the KO.
Traffy is known for that Greninja. They have a tendency to be a little bit quiet in the early game, but when they hit that Greninja, they can pop off. They're looking to try and pick up a KO on Utah. Now, this is the first time I'm seeing Utah on a Dragonite, but that's secure potential. I do believe we did see the Dragon Dance, so we must be going for a Hyper Beam, but it also looks like we have a Magikarp in top lane. We don't know if it's Baby Magikarp just yet, but it's going up against a real dragon in Gabite.
Yeah, Mbok here trying to stop these scores going in from Sazero. Just trying to sneak a 9 in, but here comes Kranix looking to take this farm away from this hopeful Gyarados shortly. They have managed to get that effort meter up a decent amount, and so long as you hit the 8-minute Gyarados, your team's in a pretty good stead, Lobo.
No, I agree with you 100%. That Magikarp has to climb that waterfall, but we're almost here at the 8-minute mark. Still 4-21. BH3 taking the lead a little bit early, but Traffy is here on that Greninja. He's going to fight his way up, but he has been found by Utah. Picks up a berry, going to get healed up by the Blissey, but it's not going to be enough. Utah first to fall alongside Mama Swine and Jaime Pelé looking aggressive.
They are, and I tell you what, off the back of Bo on this Vaporeon now, how strong is that Pokemon? It's absolutely ridiculous. As soon as you've got Muddy Water, you are just such an oppressive force and so good at disrupting the fight that the other team wants to bring your way. Utah now looking to see if they can hit these higher levels, really wanting to get some more stacks in themselves, get that experience. As soon as they hit Dragonite, that is going to be very scary for Jaime Le Poulet.
No, I agree with you, but sacrificing some KOs for that stack whilst you've got a Mega Mewtwo Y sitting in your face, it's going to power you down. Megu's going to be a little bit of trouble here because there's just a rapid-fire damage coming out from the Pillar Swine. As bulky as Pillar Swine is, but they're going to hit that Citrus Berry Katar just on that Gyarados. It looks to be just a normal Gyarados, but having Traffy at this Greninja before you can get a Dragonite is really going to go in an advantage state for Jaime Pelé, who are looking very good against the undefeated squad right now, Tana.
They really are, and Traffy's not far off that Water Burst Shuriken either, and right now you don't have any of your Unite moves you can capitalize on. At the moment, the rip on the Regirock will come through here from BH3 Esports. Mbok, though, trying to see if they can lock it in, but that's exactly why Dragonite is on Fire Sky Ruins. Utah gets the secure.
I'm loving seeing the return of Dragonite. Takes me back to Season 1 on Remote Stadium where Dragonite beat Dragonite to secure a Zapdos, but now Zapdos is playable and Dragonite is back. What kind of world we live in? Kranix is in a bit of trouble here. Traffy's going to look for the assist, but Kranix is not one to back down from a fight. Pulls the Water Burst Shuriken, but dodges the Hyper Beam.
Bro, you're going to be so happy with that. Yeah, yes, you were going to go down, but you managed to pull out a huge Unite move for the next team fight. Your team is going to be very happy with that as Utah now on the retreat. Megu managing to hit the Mama Swine stage now. Jaime Le Poulet, they're in a difficult position because they are in the lead points-wise, but level-wise, they're just lacking behind at the moment.
I mean, in what universe do we get a Mama Swine before we get a Dragonite? That's the universe we're living in with Pokemon Unite. Here we go. We're trying to get a little bit of positioning on the board. Both teams trying to be aggressive. BH3 going to go for this top path rotation. They've got Dragonite. They've got Garchomp online, but that Hooper Highway could be activated to send all 3 members of Jaime Pelé back up. Again, got to break those tier 1s early, but the risk with that, Tana, you've given everyone back experience.
Yeah, it's a really tough balancing act to do that, buddy, because you do want them gone before the final objective. Although Rayquaza, it's very different. You do have quick, very quick scoring speed, so it can be a risk. As both teams at the moment, they are just looking to see what extra experience they can grab from each other. Qatar looking to see if they can catch out Blissey here at the moment, not able to do so, so they're going to rotate back into this top lane where Kranix is still looking for that guard jump. They're there, ready to go. Going to go for the rip here onto the side of the Regieleki. Jaime Le Poulet, they're prepared for it. Hooper is here. Qatar's looking to go in. Can they out-secure? No, they can't. It's Hyper Beam, baby.
I mean, double dragon, double the problem, but there goes the rings unbound, and BH3 look like they want to back off. Kranix gets stunned just a little bit into the infinite Cyburn. They're going to try and push this through. Kranix decides he wants to go in with the scoop. There he goes. Livid Outrage's going to come out, picks up a Citrus Berry whilst he does that inside the confused form. But there's the Dragon Current as well. Is going to try and put some damage in. Hooper goes down. It's only Qatar left at the top part. This double dragon combination working wonders for BH3, my guy.
At the very least, they managed to stop the scoring and allow the Lecky to go in, so not much of an overcap for BH3 in that moment. Still an incredibly close game with 3 points between them. Mammoth Mash is going to be used here. They are on their own, Megu, but the rest of the team is dashing down. Sazero is now here. They are prepared to defend this pad, recognizing there's a lot of Jaime Le Poulet in the bottom of this lane.
I mean, you leave Mega by themselves, and Mega's just fine. Just mash that Mammoth, mash those hands. Those Tusk are gonna catch some bodies if we do. But look at the score, Tana. There's 3 points between them. Solar Beam does find it, and maybe BH3 want to push onto this pad because Kranix has been left topside just to protect. I like this positioning sense coming out from BH3. They're playing a little bit more intelligent, a little bit more slow, a little bit more patiently right now.
What I will say, though, is Jaime Le Poulet are in a good position, mate. BH3 are the undefeated team in this league right now. There is 3 points between these two teams with a minute left before we hit that final stretch mark. And realistically, they've got the levels back on par. Looking to see if they can find the KOs here, but Traffy tries to go for Megu, ends up with a beam to the face, and back to Nurse Joy they go. Vaporeon cannot escape the fangs of Megu as they are also sent back to the Pokemon Center. BH3 using the opportunity here to really push onto this pad. Portal goes down, not going to work though, as they're able to find the KOs, and this is going to be a 46 overcap in a T1.
Megu went fishing. I don't know what to tell you. Megu went fishing. He knew exactly that Hyper Beam and Solar Beam were ready. And Traffy went in, saw a little bit of red, almost literally, on our screens because, Mammoth Swan has a little red circle around it. But we got a Registeel coming up, and this is going to be huge if any team can secure this. Kranix still in the top lane. This is a 4v5 fight down here, which might turn into the actual fight.
Oh my god, they've managed to find a KO, but it is the power of the Hyper Beam, I believe. Yes, it is, that manages to find the Registeel. And the fact that BH3 can do that down here, whilst they allow Kranix to get a 50 dunk in that T2, is why this team is still the undefeated team in this league. 3 down from Jaime Le Poulet, and it's all down to BH3 to go for the rip. Rings will let loose here, trying to see if they can find the secure. Retsu does drop the infinite Cyburn, but it ain't going to be enough to out-secure none other than Utah. That is the objective locked in low. BH3 look to be taking game 1.
I mean, from on the back foot to on the front foot to secure that Registeel, we're in frankly ridiculous conditions to go straight to the rip. The first time we are seeing Utah, I mean, for me, the first time seeing Utah on this Dragonite, and he put on a clinic. Almost every secure I think that BH3 got in this game was all on the back of Utah. Those Rayquaza buffs are here. Those Hundo Burgers are going on in. And BH3 keep their undefeated season alive in game number 1.
I was impressed by Jaime Le Poulet's plays, though. I would hope that they don't let this get to them too much. They really kept themselves in it until that final moment, that final push on that Registeel. And to be fair, Traffy, they were looking for the KO on Megu, which is understandable. They were weak enough for that execute range. But BH3 have such great synergy that they recognize that was coming, and they find a quick pick onto the Greninja, mate. And without that Greninja, you no longer have that damage you need to really push that bottom objective.
I just have to also talk about BH3's confidence to leave Kranix topside that entire fight. I mean, it was a Gabite going up against a Greninja, the beautiful push to get that Water Burst Shuriken out of Traffy to really try and secure that KO. It looked like Jaime Le Poulet had I don't want to say a little bit of, they had the want, they had the hunger for the KOs, and going in with that water burst shuriken just to get a KO on the Gabite. Of course, you don't want Kranix to scale, but also allowing Kranix to get out with absolute trickery is also something that you don't want to do. So a few decisions that I think Jaime Le Poulet could work on here. Same with BH3. These teams are growing. These teams are showing up as well. But BH3, confident in that one. And once again, Tano, the scoreline doesn't give a full indication of the entire match.
So incredibly well. Not much. Oh my god! Utah is on Absol! Let's go!
I was waiting. I was waiting for you to bring up the Utah Absol. My guy has been grinding his gold badge on Absol every night on Pokemon Unite. But we still have the Greninja, we have the Magikarp, we have the Absol of all things. But I believe Kranix has also gotten access to a Mega Mewtwo. Unless that's a normal Mewtwo, because we have seen Kranix smooth and groove with that E-Speed regular Lucario.
Yeah, I think it is Mega from what I saw, but I mean, the first Pokemon that when I started casting this game that I saw Utah playing was this Absol, mate. So I cannot wait to see how Jaime Le Poulet are going to handle that. Right now, though, they're looking for a KO onto the side of Qatar. Good pushback from Kranix enables them to get away.
I do like this switch of Embark onto the Eldegoss as well. Eldegoss is a Pokemon I think you and I have been a big fan of because it has that ability to heal. It has those boosted orders that are able to slow as well. But here is Utah, and he is not going to let a lane with a Magikarp go unpunished. And Traffy has seen it, but is he going to make his way up? I mean, these central laners could just meet in the middle and high five right now.
I mean, it looks like they were looking for it. Traffy does recognize that they can find a good KO here because they do more damage the lower their HP is gonna be, buddy. But luckily, Sazero was there to find their own vengeance onto the side of Traffy, and BH3 still in the driving seat in this early game with a KO onto the side of Mbok.
I mean, and a Blissey with central area buffs is also a absolutely lovely thing to see. Magikarp going to try and get that effort gauge is dangerously close to allowing it to climb that waterfall. Not going to allow it to get any points. Still got 9 points. Needs to get some few stacks in. Eldegoss is here to help out. Those Militares came and went. Traffy getting that KO, but then getting KO'd itself. Again, level 6 right now. Utah level 6. Levels quite close together, but seems like BH3 has the advantage in that bottom path. But Traffy's about to level the playing field.
Yeah, they're not going to be far off managing their Unite move shortly. We do have Mega on the side of Ratsu here. They're going to try and use that to secure some farm in this lane. Not going for the fight. Kranix and Qatar are just respecting the 1v1 up in this top side. Regidrago is in on the field. Traffy continuing to rip it at the moment. Bo trying to see if they can zone out Megu and Sazero. The two people looking for the secure. It's going to be Megu. I thought it was Sazero, but no. You cannot stop Megu. It's their world, bro. We're just living in it.
I mean, again, defenders are really at the forefront of this game. I know you say they're a little bit too much right now because it just takes so many resources. Speaking of Mega, once again, the combination play with the Ice Fang, picking out Mega Mewtwo Y and sending them back to Nurse Joy. And on that, Ashton, respect the 1v1.
Utah now, though, trying to grab their own experience down in this bottom lane. They want to hit that level 9. They can get a rip on that bottom objective. Traffy has come for the Regice in the top lane. Ratsu is going to see if they can contest that Lecky down there. Megu's trying to do the same up here, and it is going to be secured by Mew. BH3 continuing to take charge with Rezu on this Mew here. Going to use the Mewsted Auto to buy a bit of space, and BH3 are going to rein in points in the T1.
I just think, Rezu, just any attacker that this man is on is just ridiculous. Again, I mean, and he's wearing such a cute dress on Mew right now. That Hollow Air, so cute, but so incredibly deadly. 6 points to 200 right now. BH3 not happy, I guess, with how close that game was, and they have decided to turn up the pressure and decided to keep on cooking. Kranix is here with a level 9. They're going to go in. The power-up punch into the Bone Rush. Interesting combination. I like it coming out from Kranix as well. Gotta appreciate the experimentation coming out from these players.
I mean, you do sit there and think, you know, they're, of course, pro players very comfortable on these movesets, or is that just the fact that they didn't choose their move? Because we know what Pokemon Unite is like now, bro. You can't do it in-game. You've got to do it outside of the game, and you end up with some ridiculous combos because of that. Nevertheless, though, Kranix has played incredibly well on this Lucario so far. Isn't actually Mega, and they're trying to see if they can hold the lane by themselves. Assistance coming in from Sazero.
I mean, again, I think Jaime Le Poulet just need to group up. They need to be able to find their picks. But right now, Utah has found a pick on the Vaporeon. And even with all that, Vaporeon still does not go down. But Traffy picks up a nice KO on Utah, sending them back. That's a level 12 KO going down at the halfway point. And Traffy is nearing that level 12 as well. Good comeback experience. Now they have to turn this into momentum.
That they do. 255 though on the side of BH3 against 6. That is a mountain to climb right now. Jaime Le Poulet are going to see if they can push this top lane, waiting for the assistance of their Eldergloss and Mewtwo on the way as well. Looking to see if they can get the Regirock. That global experience will be huge for them at the moment. They're at least managing to try and keep up in these levels. We do see the Mystical Mirage coming out instantly. Kranix already going for the rip on the side of the Regirock. There's a Dragon Current. Manages to land on Rezu at the moment, but Megu is going to get in the way. Infinite Cyburn was dropped, but you can't stop the Aura Cannon, and Aura Farming is exactly what Kranix was doing. They do go down though. Psycho Cut is going to connect as well. Look at where Megu finds themselves, finding the KOs. It's a double for Utah, and BH3 Esports puts this top lane to bed.
A beautiful, aggressive play coming out from Jaime Le Poulet was just denied by the securing of that farm. You had to have getting that buff was the most important thing there, because without that, I think the rest of BH3 goes down. But Megu stood up, stood tall, stood front-wise, and picked out the KOs where they need to. Utah's going to go in with the Absol Unite move, but then it's going to be caught by the Water Burst Shuriken. Can they pick up a KO on Utah? No! He breaks the ankles and manages to get away. And Kranix comes in for the assist with a KO streak of 2. Looking for one on the Eldergloss. There's 3.
Yeah, and Mbok is like, I know I'm going down. I'm just going to dance in the circle. I'm going to get KO'd. And Kranix finds a triple KO. 295 points to 6 right now. We do see a 40 dunk going in that top T1. Unless Megu can get there in time, they're not going to be able to. So a little bit of a score cut down here for Jaime Le Poulet. But realistically, it is a mountain to climb still. Regidrago is on the field. They're going to have to defend this Regieleki as well. And BH3, they're going to use this opportunity, Lobo, to just push this top lane.
I mean, yeah, look, with the pressure that Utah is putting on this Absol right now, Gyarados gets picked up, put down into the Ice Fang. Gets protected just a little bit there, but no, still ends up going down. It is a 3v2 situation, but when you've got Megu pulling out these Ice Fangs and the redirections and the amazingly high crit chance that Absol has, and Utah is just moving on it. Regidrago going to go to their side. Still not a single pad broken. 46, 295. We're in the final stretch. It's Groudon. They could still get this game. They just need to have a good team fight, and they need to pick out someone off. And if it's my money on the line, it's Rezu on that Mew. Find him, send him back to Nurse Joy.
Yeah, I completely agree, mate. It's not an easy task, though, when you have Kranix in your face. Megu has put in an absolute shift in this game as well on that Mamoswine. So difficult to break through. Jaime Le Poulet, it's on the line here, but the ball is in their court. BH3, no, they have such a confident lead here. We've got a level 14 Absol on the field, looking for 15 as they go back for some farm as well. They just have to wait for Jaime Le Poulet to make the play.
2 minutes on the board, like my buddy says. When Groudon is on the game, wait, when? Well, no, I don't know. You say it. You say it, because I butcher it every single time. Something about Groudon and the game being on. My guy can definitely say it better than I can. But Qatar almost getting caught out here, has to slither and slip, slop, slash their way. But Kranix is going hunting, my guy. Take it away. Give me the Groudon saying.
Well, when there's a Groudon, the game is on, buddy. BH3 Esports knows, though, they don't need to take it. They're just going to take the team fight. They've managed to find Traffy at the moment, so right now, Jaime Le Poulet can't realistically go in. Right now, though, BH3 are isolating the main threats of Jaime Le Poulet. They've managed to back out Qatar to their T1 pad, trying to deal with this Vaporeon. Aquamarine Splash will be used as Bo looks to get away at the moment. Mbok is back. Kranix is just hunting them down, though. Utah looks like they may have been caught. Gonna use the Midnight Slash to get themselves out of this position. Finds the KO on Traffy yet again. And look at the connections, bro. Rezu with the Electro Ball. Straight onto the side of Qatar, who's been isolated once more. And BH3 Esports, with 50 seconds left, have more Pokemon on the field. Jaime Le Poulet, they've got Everest to climb here, and it ain't gonna be an easy task as the rip comes through onto Groudon.
Oh, there it goes. And it is going to be none other than Rezu that managed to secure the Groudon. I mean, what an interesting fight that just came out at that Groudon pit because, geez, Louise. I mean, Qatar and Crydex were just playing a game of tag throughout that entire map. They went into the central area. They went all the way down. They went all the way down into the bottom lane. But then coming back through, Traffy didn't have a chance to go for that Water Burst Shuriken. They were trying to find Utah, who was dangerously low, but now the KO found on Qatar. It has BH3 with 12 seconds left to go, just looking to close this game out impressively in a 2-0 fashion. Just, it seems, Tano, after the last couple of days we've been watching, these fights, as soon as you get split up, that is really the big problem. We have seen that be such a concern right now at these final 2-minute fights. The team that's sticking together is able to find their picks, even with Crydex chasing Qatar. I felt like Jaime Le Poulet was just a little bit too far and away from each other. Bo was trying to get after Crydex and save them out, had to use the Aquamarine Splash, but unfortunately, just not going their way right now. BH3 remaining undefeated.